Hello everyone, my name is Joana Filhol and I'm here with Sara Pereira. Together with Daniel Brandão and Mariana Menezes Newman, we are the authors of the paper Under the Microscope, Media and Mobile Phone Use Among Children and Young People in Portugal. You can read this paper in the Mediterranean Journal of Communication. To give you some background, our paper was written as part of a 4-year research project supported by the Portuguese Foundation for Science and Technology and carried out at the Communication and Society Research Center at University of Minho in Portugal, where the four of us work. The name of the project is BU. It can be read as BU or by you. And it's a study on children and young people's experiences and expressions of media. Basically, building on the potential of today's participatory culture, the project tried to give children and young people between the ages of 11 and 18 the opportunity to express their views on their relationship with the media. Hi, Sara. As the principal investigator of this research project and also the first author of our paper, can you explain to us what it's all about?
In this paper, we focus the analysis specifically on the use of mobile phones and the internet by the participants in our study. We applied an online questionnaire to 1,131 children and adolescents enrolled in 6th, 9th, and 12th grades in 26 Portuguese schools.
What was the most striking finding for you in terms of children and young people's relationship with the media?
We found that the participants we studied spent an average of 14 hours and 30 minutes on a typical day. Of course, we knew that the participants belonged to a very media-connected generation, but we didn't expect this number. Mobile phones are the devices they spend the most time on, almost 4 hours a day, followed by social networks, listening to music, chatting with friends, and surfing the internet.
And there were some differences in media use according to school, year, and gender, weren't there?
There are many differences, but as our time is limited, I would like to mention two. One is that the amount of time participants spend on their mobile phones increases significantly with the level of education. For 12th graders, it is about an hour and a half more than for 6th graders. Another difference is related with gender. We found that girls spend more time on social media than boys. The difference is about half an hour, and it can be explained by the time that boys spend playing video games, which is about 3 hours, more than twice as much as their female counterparts.
From one of the questions in the survey, it was possible to understand that they are aware of the time they spend on their mobile phones, right?
Yes, a large proportion of the sample seemed to be somewhat concerned about their smartphone use. When we asked them how they classify themselves as mobile phone users, there were more respondents who saw themselves as intensive users or even dependent users than moderate, sporadic, or non-users. We did not find any differences in terms of gender, but we did find that the higher the school year the students were in, the harder it seemed for them to be moderate mobile phone users.
There is a lot more data we could discuss here, but the aim is to make our listeners curious to read the paper.
Right. By reading the paper, they can find out, for example, how long the participants would accept a challenge that would force them to disconnect from all media.
Would they accept to disconnect? And who would accept the challenge more easily, the younger or the older participants? Well, we invite you all to read our paper in the Mediterranean Journal of Communication and find out more. If you are interested in these areas of study, we would also like to invite you to the BU Congress that will take place at University of Minho in Braga, Portugal, on the 7th and 8th of February 2025. Thank you for listening.